Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation, an emerging nation. Been around a little over 5 years, putting in solid foundations to be here for many generations to come, and we're now expanding our economy to benefit all our citizens, because as our treasury grows, so does the wealth of our citizens, because they all hold our currency. We give it to them free every month. Anybody can become a citizen. No fee, no obligation. Come along, register, and that's all there is to it. We're also a non-separatist community. That means we're not going to separate you into a group based on your gender, colour, class, creed, anything at all. We just see everybody as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, all linked together, all individually unique, all having something unique to offer our community, all of equal value to our community. We have a little affirmation that helps us with that ideology in a moment after our opening prayer, which is there to help us find true happiness in life. Not short-term pleasure, but an ever-new joy within, something that can't be destroyed by events that are going on around you, a total calmness and happiness that is ever present, and you can only get that through loving service to other people. Not something you can buy or barter for. It just is attracted to you, and with it, it attracts to you everything else you want and need in life. So go about life being of loving service to others, and not only will you make them happy, you'll be happy, and you'll have everything you need working for you. You won't have to chase after things anymore. It'll all start coming towards you. So that's what our little prayer's about and our affirmation. But let me welcome you, whether you're watching live with us now or whether you're watching the recordings. We do stream live onto YouTube and Facebook, and those recordings are available always for people that just can't make 7 p.m. London time. So a lot of people do watch those, and you're equally welcome and equally appreciated. The advantage of being here live, of course, is that you can ask any questions and we can do our best to answer them for you. Right, let's get started right away with the little prayer and affirmation. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member that they may find the joy of service, and through service, attract true happiness and everything they need into their lives. Amen. And our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world, as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay, welcome to you. As I say, you can see that I'm here, and so is Lewis from Lisbon in Portugal, but we will have a few people in watching streaming on YouTube, and yeah, we've got Ramachandra from Watford in England. We've got Jelly Shack. Not sure who Jelly Shack is. He's saying, how is Vibe? Vibe is a third-party plan. It's not up to me to tell you how Vibe is. It's up to you to find out from Vibe how Vibe is. Yeah, they are continuing to do what they've always said they would do, provide amazing products and a wonderful compensation plan. We have Bozina from Slovenia. We have Nankiep from Nigeria. And we've got Sadek Ali from, I'm not sure, Pakistan. He says, hey, you robber, pay our money back. Moron. Thank you. Okay. We have Kim from Cork in Ireland. We have Ron from Amsterdam in Holland. And we've got our other Bazina here as well from Edinburgh in Scotland. Right. We have also Peter in from the Cameroon and Richard from Devon in England. I've just seen those appear on the screen here. They're with us in our link. Okay. Let me give you some numbers first of all, and then bring you up to date with what little has been happening. We have an increase of 7 in the 777 plan to 45,202. We have an increase of 24 in our registered members to 53,511. That same increase in our active member count to 3,429, an increase of 1 in the ShareHope Powerline Pro members to 778, another increase of 1 in the Easy Team Builder to 1,112. We have no change in the Success Blueprint and an increase of 8 in the Best Plan Ever to 649. Okay, so things are all progressing slowly, moving forward. I've been involved in an audit of everything, as you're probably aware if you were here yesterday. We have Radio Pirata from Puerto Rico. Things are not looking too bad. I mean, obviously, there are measures we have to take, and we're going to have to rebuild some equity, but I think we should be able to, next week, there will be a little bit of coding required, so I can't promise it'll be Monday or Tuesday, but depends on how quickly the coding can be done. We should get withdrawals back on track, and we should also be able to look at getting some of the free money cash giveaways back in place as well. So hopefully we'll get some of that back for you next week, and you'll have a better idea of what's going on there. We are looking at a few people that have now gained access to the exclusive Facebook group for the people that really want to make changes in their life. I'm not sure that the people that are in there and have been accepted really do want to make changes in their life. They're going to have to show it. It's not something that's going to happen like that just by being in the Facebook group. They're going to have to do what it takes to make those changes, and that can only be verified by the activity that these people take. So far, we've not really seen anything from we've not seen anything from them in terms of comments or activity within the group, and so at the moment we'll have to wait and see. But I'm looking forward to finding just a few people that we can really work with and brand them and get them to a very, very high income in a very short space of time. Okay. I'm not prepared to answer ignorance Sadak Ali. So you're wasting your time here. Please just either go away or be more polite. Okay. Really, in honesty, that is all that I can tell you about what's been going on today. And we got, I think Peter from the Cameroon's having difficulty with his connection or something because he's disappeared from the screen. Oh, he's back again. He's back again there. Okay, Peter, nice to see you made it back. I don't really have anything further to offer for you at this moment in time. So I've lost a lot of messages now, I think. Because I clicked a button and it, I don't think there's anything I can do. But it was only people that were saying, you know, hi, hi, hi. If there are any questions going forward, one thing I would say is we get a few people, especially new people that are joining, saying, you know, there's so much, I really don't know what I should be doing. And the answer really is to try and keep it as simple as possible. And I'll try and get something put together for you that will be there available on the page, you know, how to get started or something like that. And the best thing to do is, if you can afford it, when you join, is to get the bundle package, and that'll put you into all the plans, and that'll mean you can't miss out on any commissions. It'll also put $1,000 into your trust fund, which means that, well, as we do the random withdrawals, you're always going to have funds in there. If your name is selected for the withdrawals, and it will make you eligible for the withdrawals immediately. Now, don't try and understand all the plans at once. What I would suggest you do is then go and look at the best plan ever, because it's something that you can refer to people. They don't have to pay anything to get involved in it. We'll give them $5 into their wallet to give them a start, and so that they don't need to earn as many commissions to start moving through the system. We'll give them $1 for everybody they sign up. That is, once again, totally free, gets the same $5. And so if you can do that quickly, if you can get 6 people within 7 days, all totally free, all receiving $5, then we'll give you another $4, and that'll give you $15 in your wallet. And that $15 will put you into the Success Blueprint. And those people that you've referred are there, and if you work with them to get them to do the same as you've done, just introduce a few people, totally free. They'll follow you into the Success Blueprint and push you through into the plans. Now, I know that you'll be in some of those plans if you've been able to get that bundle offer, but a lot of people don't manage to do that. But if you have, then what will happen is you will not be put in again. You will have time added to some of the plans, but you will have funds available for withdrawal instead. The idea is to get those people following you through, to be building that team. And that is the idea of the best plan ever. It's to build your network, to build your team, and get them all doing the same thing. Nobody has to put their hand in their pocket to achieve this. And with 6 people following you through, and with them all having 6 people following them through, you will get into a position where, you know, if you can do 6 people in a week, and they all do 6 people in a week, and they all do 6 people in a week, you'll be in a position where within 3 to 4 weeks, you'll have earned hundreds of dollars in commission without putting your hand in your pocket. And so will all those people that you've referred. So it's something that you can do, that anybody can do. It does mean that you have to refer people. We're not looking at one of these passive plans where they say, you know, oh, just join us and we'll find people for you, and you'll make a lot of money doing nothing. And after a while, you'll find out that that plan really didn't work. We're looking at helping you to generate your own, create your own business without the need to put your hand in your pocket. And so to generate income from multiple income streams, we're looking initially at 4 income streams in We Share Abundance. We're looking at a couple that are outside We Share Abundance, TIR plan and the Vibe plan. And these have amazing compensation plans. And when you've got 6 people following you through, and they've got 6 people following you through, and you know, you have over 40 people then in your network. And those 40 people are going to be making you an awful lot of money. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not immoral or anything, because you'll be helping them make the same income. And it's all about leverage, leveraging a small amount of money and a lot of people. You know, I think one comment that I always remember from when I first got involved in network marketing about 50 years ago now, was that John Paul Getty said, I would rather have 1% of the effort of 100 men than 100% of my own effort. And the reason for that is leverage. And if you look at any business, any successful entrepreneur, they have always managed to take leverage. And it's been written about in many books, particularly, I say recently, it's more recent than John Paul Getty anyway. What's his name? Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has always talked about leverage. You need leverage within your business. If you haven't got leverage, you're going to struggle all the time, because you've got to do everything yourself. And you can use leverage. It can be in different ways. It can be through money, leveraging money. A lot of people with a little bit of money makes a lot of money. You can do it through the people. A lot of people just helping 1 or 2 people each makes a lot of people. So you build a big network, all with a little bit of money, and that all builds up. And then you can also leverage systems and get help from, particularly in today's world now with AI, you can get help from AI in completing tasks and making life easier for you. So there's never really been a better time ever to establish yourself and take control of your own destiny in having your own business. You know, I learned today that somebody that I could class as my son-in-law. He's not really, because it's not really my daughter that he's married to, and he isn't really married. They've been living together as man and wife for many years. But anyway, he had a good position in a business. He worked for them. He had a job, earning good money as a one of the not one of the general workers or a supervisor, but quite a hefty position. And that company has decided that they're closing down that distribution, that factory, that place where he worked. And with it, they're just laying everybody off. They're not trying to find them new jobs and move them around or anything like that. They're just saying, okay, we're closing this depot down and all your jobs have gone. And that's thousands of people. But you wouldn't have expected somebody at a sort of decent management level, somebody that they flew all around the world to look after developments in different countries and things, to be treated in that same way. It can happen to anybody. And the only way that you can stop being a victim, if you like, of the system as it is now, and that happening to you, is to have your own business, but not just with one income stream. Because if something happens to that one income stream, it's the same as being out of work in that one job. You want multiple income streams, and you want to be building those, and you want to be building them in the easiest possible way. And the easiest possible way is through that best plan ever. It won't happen without you putting in the effort. It's not something that you can say, oh yeah, I'll join that and sit back and I'll be wealthy and I won't have to worry about it. No, that's not going to work. You've got to put in the work to build it to start with. And then after a while, and it can be as little as 3 or 4 months, if you really get to work in those first initial 3 or 4 months, you can sit back and say, okay, I have a business now that is just growing. It's snowballing. It's unstoppable because everybody is building their own business as a part of my business. And they're all motivated, and they're all going. And basically, you get to the stage where you don't really have to do anything except draw your money out and decide how you're going to spend it. But it doesn't happen automatically. You have to be prepared to do it. You have to be prepared to change who you are into the person that is deserving of that lifestyle and that income. Because you can have, and I've quoted this on many occasions, you can have anything that you want in life and you'll get it, anything you want, as soon as you deserve it. But you have to be deserving to get it. And that means you have to put in the work and you have to make those changes in your life, the changes in your attitude, the changes in the way that you think. And if you have a negative based mentality, where, oh, I'm not sure, can't do this and other people do it and I'm always struggling. And if you have that sort of mentality and then occasionally you go, oh, yeah, I suppose I can do it, it's no good. You've got to have that positivity overflowing into everything. You've got to have that positivity so that if you get a dark moment where something happens and you think, oh, why that happened to me, you can turn around and say, well, look, it doesn't matter because I've got all these other things that I am positive about and I'll overcome that. You've got to have that positivity within you. Now, a positive mental attitude will not get you where you want to go on its own. But without it, you're unlikely to get where you want to go. But you've got to put in the activity with that positive mental attitude. And that is what you've got to concentrate on. You've got to say, okay, I am going to be positive, but I am going to follow through on my positive thoughts. I am going to take the action that is required, whether it's something that I'm used to doing or whether it's something that I've never done before, whether it's something that I'm really a little bit afraid of doing. You know, nothing disastrous is going to happen to you. Nothing disastrous is going to happen. You know, if you decided to pick up the phone and talk to somebody and say, look, I started this business and it's something that I'm really, really thrilled about, and I'd like you to get into business with me. And if they say, what is it? You say, look, check it out. I've got a website up. You go and have a look at it and let me know what you think. You know, nothing bad is going to happen to you. No dagger's going to come out of the telephone and pierce you in the ear or anything like that. The worst thing that can happen is they say no. The worst thing that can happen is they say no and they say, oh, it's one of those internet scams, and that's going to happen. But that isn't a disaster. That is just somebody's opinion. And you're looking for somebody that has a different opinion, somebody that has a positive attitude, positive mindset, and says, okay, it looks good. What do I have to do? And then you start and you go together and you're working with that person and you're building more and more and you're finding that person a person. And then there's 3 of you working. And then you find another person yourself, and that's 4 of you, and you're all working together. But you have to put in the activity. It's not going to happen without it. And if you've not got the positive mental attitude linked to the activity, you're not going to attract the people. So, and if you don't attract the people, you don't have the leverage. If you don't have the leverage, you're always going to struggle because you're back to that job situation. You're either working yourself to generate affiliate commissions or whatever else. You're becoming a self-employed salesman or whatever, and it's hard work. You need that leverage, and you've got to develop that. We've got Peter there saying something. Let me see what Peter says. Can we pay the loan through BP using Bitcoin? Through BP, the loan. Right. I'm not quite sure what you're asking, Peter, but I'll try and cover it. I talked about leverage, and I've also said that people can get involved and start building the business without putting their hand in their pocket. But we have to have money going through the system. If there's no money in, you know, there's nothing, we can't leverage no money. No money leveraged by $1 million is no money. It's 0 times 1 million. $1 times 1 million is $1 million. But no money, we're getting nowhere. So where's the money going to come from? Well, there is the fact that it costs a little bit more actually, but it costs a minimum of $15 to get somebody started. So basically we're paying it forward for them. But we are not doing it as a gift, we're doing it as a loan. And so we loan somebody $15 and that creates the leverage. So if you've got 6 people you introduce and they're all getting started with $15, that's $90. So you're leveraging that $90. And then if they're getting their people in, that's $90 times 6, because they're all getting 6 people. That's another $540. So you're now looking at $630, and that's just getting 6, and those 6 getting 6. And so that's how the leverage works. So that $15 is a loan, okay? So we lend it to people. Now people have the option of taking that loan or not taking the loan and paying the $15 themselves up front. So there are 2 options. Now, if somebody doesn't want to be bothered with anything at all anyway, they can still take that $15 loan. It will never be created, that loan. That is the option they've taken, but that loan will only ever be created once they have earned that $15 in commission in their account through referring other people. It's actually created as soon as they get $12.50, but we give them a $15 loan as soon as they've created $12.50 in their account. And that never happens if they don't refer people. So even if they say, oh, well, I'll take the option because I'm not putting my hand in my pocket and I don't want to do anything, that's fine. They will never have a loan to repay. The only time they will have a loan to repay is if they go out, refer people, and generate $12.50 in commissions, which we then leverage up into other into more income. Now then, if they've not put their hand in their pocket, that $15, we ask them, in fact, we create a contract with them, if you like, at the beginning, which says, well, once you're making money, we want you to repay $30. And that means that it's worthwhile for somebody to lend them that $15. And that can be another member of We Share Abundance, or it could be the We Share Abundance Treasury. We have a lot of members that have said, yeah, I'd like to lend people $15 to help them get started. And especially because when they do get started and they're making commission, they make their first $300 or $400 in a few weeks' time, they're going to repay that $30 and I'm going to double my money. So that is one option. The other option is if people say, okay, well, I don't want to be burdened with that $30 repayment. I'd rather pay $15 up front. In fact, they are funding themselves instead of that being funded by our member base. And then that's they never have a loan, but they've opted to put in that $15 and they're referring people. Now, nobody in their right mind would take that $15 upfront payment if they don't intend to refer people, because it's never going to get them anywhere. It is not passive. It is something where people do have to refer people. You don't have to refer them to put their hand in their pocket in the same way that you have. They can still get in without putting their hand in their pocket. So how is that $15 paid? The $15 is paid through your available cash wallet. And that can be loaded in multiple ways. It can be loaded with a debit or a credit card, or it can be loaded from cryptocurrency, which could be Bitcoin, it could be Litecoin, it could be USDT, it could be Tron, I think. Yeah, I think we do Tron. There are a number of different coins that we accept through third parties, or you can load USDT directly into your wallet, but we only accept USDT directly. If you want to use another currency, that is through a third party like Coin Payments or Now Payments. So funding your wallet is the way if you want to pay that $15 up front. Now, if you don't want to put your hand in your pocket and you're going to take that loan, we are going to not take anything until you've made those commissions. And once you've made your commissions, we're going to say, okay, let's take the first $30 out of that as a loan repayment, and the rest of it's all yours. And so you don't have to worry about how you're going to pay it, because it'll be automatically deducted from the commissions that you generate. And once you've paid that $30, you're free and clear. Nothing more to pay ever, and everything that you earn goes directly into your pocket. And it's the same for somebody that pays the $15 up front, except that they never have that $30 deduction. They make, let's suppose they make $300 in week 2 or 3. It's there. It all goes in their pocket. The guy that's taking the option makes $300 and he only gets 270 of it. But after that, he's all free and clear. So I hope that has answered your question, Peter, but because I didn't really understand it. And so I tried to cover all the eventualities. But basically, we do it all through the available cash wallet, and that's done through our exchange, and you can fund that. Yes, you can fund it with crypto or a card, a debit or a credit card. And we have a lot of people that do that all the time. Okay, and we got Tobiet for Love. I'm not sure who that is, but it's a nice username there, for love. Okay, I like that. So I hope that has answered that question for you. If it hasn't, then let me know. We've got Dr. Absham Syed. Good evening there to all, from Pakistan. Let me put my glasses on. It says something more. Oh, face in a red heart shape. I presume that is showing up as a heart on in YouTube or something like that. Okay, and Radio Parata first. They need to learn to follow instructions. Yeah, I'm not. I've got to be honest with you. I don't like following instructions. I can do it, but I don't like doing it. And I don't think most people do. You know, take it for example, you go to IKEA and you get your chest of drawers or whatever it is, all in bits, and they've got the instructions there, and you put those on one side and you get all the bits out and you try and put it together and you can't. Why do people do that? Because they don't like following instructions. Eventually, though, people could come to the conclusion that they better have a look at the instruction manual, and they look at it. Now, I don't like the IKEA ones because it's all pictures, and I'm not very visual. I like, you know, I like people to say to me, take the 1/2-inch screw and put it in the hole on the left-hand side of the big piece of wood or whatever, you know, rather than have a picture of that piece of wood and the screw and an arrows pointing where it goes and this sort of thing. But it doesn't matter, instructions are instruction and they're there to help. Now, people will find their own way, the best way of doing things always anyway. But there are ways that they can make the path easier by trying the way that other people have found to be successful. And so that is where people are wise if they initially get the instruction manual out and follow it. And then when they've done it, they can say, okay, there's an easier way of doing it for me. I prefer to do it this way. And they can modify things and do things a little bit differently. So you're quite right, but a lot of people will like to go their own route to start with, and that's fine if it works. But if it doesn't work, they've got to come back to the instruction manual. But it's a very good point, Radio. I request you, if you only activate Google Authenticator only for withdrawal purposes and not every time login process is, if possible. No, it's not possible because it is there to prevent people hacking into your account, and it makes it more secure. And it really doesn't take very long anyway. I mean, I look after several accounts. Now, there's only 2 of them, apart from my own account, that have 2FA. So I look after 3 accounts that have 2FA. And to log in, really, even though, you know, I have an awful lot of different logins on, if we go here, you can see, I don't know whether you can see or not, but I have quite a number of 2FA authentications. You can see there that there's quite a lot of them. And I use them all the time in different accounts and different things. But some of them are for We Share Abundance. But even with that many, it's very easy for me. I just type a search in the first couple of letters and it brings them up, and it really only takes, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 seconds extra to log in. So it's not a big deal. But no, we won't be changing it. 2FA is there and it operates that way. Now, you don't have to get 2-factor authentication in your account if you don't want to, and you will be able to log in without it. And when you come to withdraw funds, it'll send you a one-time password to your email address. So you can't withdraw without getting that one-time password from your email address. Now, that is not as secure, but it is there to help people that either can't or don't want to use the Google 2-factor authentication, Google Authenticator. So if you really don't like the Google Authenticator, you can disable it. And when you come to withdraw, the system will ask you to check your email for that one-time password, and you'll have to enter that to make the withdrawal. So that is an option for you. But if you are 2-factor authenticated, it will apply to your login as well as your withdrawals. Okay, I hope that's answered that for you. But it is more secure if you do the 2FA. I would recommend you do the 2FA and use it when you log in, and keep your account secure. It is far more secure than the one-time password for withdrawals. Okay, any more for any more? I can't see any more questions. So that really is all I've got for you today. I'm hoping that I'll have a bit more information for you tomorrow on a few things. But for now, we're done. Okay. It's lovely to have had you all here. You're all very welcome, even the rude ones. And I love you all, even the rude ones. And I will always be working as much as I can to make things work the best they can for you. But if you're not getting the success that you want, there's only one person standing in your way, and it isn't me, and it isn't Lewis or Richard or Peter or Norman or Tobiet or Love. look in the mirror. Okay. Well, just a minute. I've got something else here. Another question, I think. To be it for love. Good evening, sir. I must say We Share Abundance have created a job for me. I'm hosting a seminar for my business physically on Best Plan Ever. My approach is to run an advert in Lagos, Nigeria, to teaching the skill I learn in We Share Abundance through radio. Okay, there you go. You see, somebody that is taking positive action in shaping the lives of others. And through that, he will shape his own life. Okay? The more you go out, the more you help other people, the more you're prepared to do something like this gentleman, the more success will follow you. You won't have to chase it. It'll follow you, and it'll be a part of you, and it'll grow, and you will grow the more you help other people grow. Okay. God bless you all. That's it. I'll be here 7 p.m. tomorrow in our link, streaming on YouTube, streaming in Facebook. Facebook, we don't see the comments. So if you're going to watch the stream, you're better in YouTube. But really and sincerely, you're always better in our link if you can do it. But thank you for being here, however you are, whether you're watching the recordings or whatever. I love you all. And I'm really, really excited about where we're going with We Share Abundance this year. Until then, never miss an opportunity to share your link and give somebody a reason to click it. God bless.